morning and welcome to another vlog. It's actually quite early this morning that I'm starting this vlog. I've got my coffee. I love this Cheshire Cat mug. This was from the outlets in Florida ages ago now. And you'll notice I'm not in my usual state of readiness yet. I haven't got my makeup on. Things have been so busy since I got back from Florida, and I mean flat out busy, that I thought I would put my makeup on and get ready while I'm talking to you to multitask, because that's the only way to do it at the moment. Paul and I are going for breakfast this morning, and also coming up in this vlog I wanted to show you what I bought in Florida. I didn't buy a lot of stuff, it wasn't really worth doing a whole nother video over on my other channel, but I did want to show you the items that we got. So I've got a little Florida haul. I've got a new Erin Condren planner that I wanted to show you as well, so keep watching for all of that. And while I get ready, I thought I would also talk a little bit about self-care, new skincare, things like that that I've been loving at the moment. And I actually did want to show you what my skin currently looks like without makeup, because I wear makeup all the time on camera. I wear it every day. I've always loved makeup. I have been using a new product that I absolutely love, and I just wanted to show you what my skin is currently looking like, because I'm actually quite pleased with it. The product I've been loving is from renew+me, and they have very kindly sponsored this video, and it's their nightly active treatment that I've been using. If you've been around here a long time, you might have heard me mention that many years ago when I was 19, I started work with a skincare company, so back in the day, and I've had a proper skincare routine since then. So since I was 19, I've been using anti-aging skincare the whole time consistently. Obviously I'm now 41, closer to 42, so that's quite a long time to have been having a good skincare routine, and that is one of the absolute main things. You can start to get things happening with your skin that are not just being controlled by your regular skincare routine. Hormones come into play, and you can start then getting skin issues that you maybe haven't been used to. You can start getting hormonal acne is a big one, and I've spoken about that before. I was getting an issue with that kind of underneath here. Pigmentation and dark spots are another thing that can start to happen, and just a general kind of dullness to your skin that you may not have experienced previously. So you do then need to have more kind of targeted products. In your kind of 20s and 30s, I've always thought it's more about like keeping your skin hydrated and clean, and then also using an SPF. That's very, very important. Always, always, always use SPF every single day on your face, even if it isn't sunny. But I was feeling like I did want to try something a little bit more kind of specific and targeted for my skin. The main things that I experience is redness kind of around my nose and around my mouth. It's actually, as you can see, really not that bad at the moment, which is why I wanted to talk to you about this product. But often it would be like around my mouth, around my nose, actually on my nose. One of the problems I find, and this has always been the case, but I feel like it's more the case than ever, there are so many different products on the market now, it is overwhelming. And with social media, you just kind of see things constantly, like this miracle product, that miracle product, and you know, reels of stuff that's going on, and you're just kind of bombarded with it, and you're thinking, do I try this? Do I try that? A lot of it is very expensive, and you don't really know what is actually best. You can research online what are the top 10 best selling skincare products in the UK, or what is the best thing for anti-aging for your skin. You can look up those things and find a load of articles, but that isn't necessarily what's going to be best for you. But that's why I've been loving this treatment from renew+me, because you do an online consultation, and their dermatology team review every online consultation, and then they'll send you your nightly active treatment specifically for you. The other thing I love about this is the way it's packaged, so that you get exactly the right dose. So you twist it and it clicks, the right amount comes out the top, and then you just put it on every single night, and that's it. You need to be consistent. Whenever it comes to anything with skincare, consistency is the key. You need to do it every single day, not just randomly here and there, if you really want to see results. So the active ingredient in your treatment might differ from somebody else's depending on what the situation is with your skin, what you're looking to achieve, but their products have gold standard ingredients, and because it's specifically for you, that just takes the guesswork out of all of these different things. What should you use? What should you not use? A lot of people worry about skin sensitivity as well with these products, but again, because you've done the online consultation and answered questions about that, and this product is tailored to you, they will give you the right strength and everything, so it just totally takes all of that guesswork away, which is brilliant. That's why I love it. And yeah, I'm really pleased with how my skin is looking at the moment. Renew+me have given me an offer to give you guys so that you can get started with your own treatment. If you use my link or the code Victoria6, they will give you your first one for £4.99. That's a saving of £20. Once you've done the online consultation, they'll send you your product, and then each month they will just send your next one. Because it gives you the exact right amount to use every night when you click it, it lasts the whole month, and then they'll just send you the next one when you finish finished one, you'll have your next one ready to go. It's such a great value product and it's one of the best things that I've used in a long time. So I highly recommend getting started with that yourself because, like I say, I've been loving it and I feel like my skin is actually better than ever at the moment. Right, let's start getting ready here. I'm using the Laura Mercier Flawless Lumiere Radiance Perfecting Foundation, which I've been using for a really long time. So I've just put some here on this side, but you can really see how clear my skin is looking at the moment anyway. Like, it's not making a massive deal of difference. And at one point, my foundation really was like covering a lot of stuff. I always liked a really high coverage foundation. I feel like I could probably experiment with some different products because I don't need to cover as much. I'm also going to use the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Concealer. I do really like this one because, as the name suggests, it is very lightweight. And as you start to get more fine lines underneath your eyes or around the edges, obviously concealer, if it's too heavy, can really badly settle in. I should mention the only thing that I did have on my face before I started was an SPF moisturiser, and I put that all over my face. You've always got to be careful putting products too close to your eyes, but I do put my SPF on my under eye area as well. And what I've taken to doing is my Beauty Pie One Powder Wonder. I just put a very light dusting of that over the top of my SPF before I then put the makeup on. I don't know, I find that works really well, so that was just something I randomly discovered. Now I'm using the Urban Decay Naked palette, the original one. Well, it's the original one that made a comeback, but they now, I think, have got rid of it again, or it's just completely sold out. I really wish I would have bought more than one, but I didn't, and now it's all sold out again, and this is my absolute favourite eyeshadow palette of all time. I'm just using the shade Naked, and I just put that in the crease. Then I'm using Smog, which is my other favourite shade, and I just put a little bit of that in the outer corner. I'm using a MAC 217 brush, by the way, and that is my favourite makeup brush of all time. And get a bit of the shade Naked again, and just kind of blend that in. And then I take the Beauty Pie One Powder Wonder again, which is really for your face, but I do use it for this reason. And I just kind of tidy it up because I don't want it too far up. And sometimes when you're blending, it does go a bit further up than you want, so I just use that to smooth everything out. Then I've got the shade Hustle on a tiny little brush, and I just put that on my lower lash line. I just put a bit of the shade Sidecar on my whole lid. Then I use my Physicians Formula Eye Booster liner pen. And on the subject of self-care, because I said I was going to talk a little bit about that, in addition to good skincare, there's other things that you can do for general wellness as well. It's not just about your skin. The two biggest things that I find, honestly, and I know this sounds like something you hear all the time, but it is completely true, is getting enough sleep and drinking enough water. And I know that can be difficult at times. Everyone's got busy lives. If you're working, you've got children, you've got other commitments and stuff going on. Or like with me, when I'm traveling a lot, I'm on planes, I'm not sleeping on the plane and everything. It can be very, very easy to not get enough sleep, but I do think it affects you quite badly in so many different ways. It can affect your skin, it can affect you mentally, physically you can start to notice things wrong with you. So it is really, really important to get enough sleep. And water is just so important for so many different processes in your body. If you're dehydrated, it's just seriously bad news. I use my Epcot Tervis bottle that I got at Disney. If you can find yourself a water bottle that you really, really like, I know that sounds weird, because it should be that a water bottle is a water bottle, but they are not all created equal. If you can find one that you really like using, I tend to find then that as long as I've got it with me, I will drink a lot of water. I'm just using a little bit of micellar water on a cotton bud to go over my eyebrows, because my eyebrows are microbladed. I don't need to put anything on them, but if I've ever put any product or foundation or concealer or anything, I just go over it to take any of that off. It kind of reveals them underneath. They normally last about 2 years before you get them redone, and mine has now been like 3, but it's still pretty good. Almost done now. I'm just going to put a little bit of bronzer. Obviously it looks crazy when I first put it on. I am going to blend it, don't worry. And this is Hoola by Benefit. Imagine if I just left it like that. And then for blush, I'm using Shelly, which is also from Benefit. I've got a palette that's got both of those in. Then I just take a kind of dense flat top brush and blend it all in. There we go. And for lips, I'm going to use the L'Oreal Matte Resistance in the shade Summer Fling. I really like these because they do stay on very well. There we go. And I might put some lashes on in a minute as well. I don't use them every single day. I don't particularly feel like I need them. But, you know, I like to be glam sometimes. And one thing I've definitely learned over the years is that your makeup goes on so much easier and looks so much better if your skin is good underneath. Makeup can be very good at covering and enhancing and all of those things. But what I'm really interested in is getting my skin looking as good as it possibly can be in the first place. And yeah, I'm really happy with it at the moment. So definitely check out the link and the offer to get you started with your first one, because I've absolutely been loving this. We are just going for breakfast.
We are indeed.
Yeah, Paul's got some things that he's doing today, and I've got lots of work stuff actually that I need to do, even though it's a weekend. I try not to work too much on the weekends, but it does happen, especially when I'm just back off a trip. So we decided to come and get some breakfast together before we get on with all of our stuff we've got to do. And we've taken to coming to the Premier Inn for breakfast, which is a bit weird because obviously we're not staying here. But we've tried lots of places. We do love breakfast, as you know. We tried the Toby Carvery, which really wasn't very good.
That weren't all that.
No, and we obviously sometimes we go to Wetherspoons, which is fine. But we actually find the best breakfast, like the best food, is here. And because it's like a buffet breakfast, you can also get your drinks included, and they do croissants and stuff. So yeah, we really enjoy coming here. So we've come to do that first thing.
And to be fair, it's the one thing that we probably missed whilst we was away.
Yeah.
It is a really good English breakfast.
It is. It's a proper, a fry up. That's what they call it.
Yeah, a good fry up.
When I make breakfast, I actually don't fry hardly anything other than the eggs, but it's still called a fry up. That's still what we would call it. Even if we grill or air fry most of it. There we go. Full English after all our American food the last couple of weeks. I'm back home again now. In fact, quite a lot of time has passed since breakfast. Paul's off doing some things today that he's got to do. Just made myself a coffee. I can't believe how well this Joffrey's thermal mug is still surviving. Me and Becky both got one of these. I want to say it was in 2019 or 2020. We actually ordered it from Joffrey's and had it shipped over. I was getting one, and I think Becky got in on the order and got one as well. So I don't know if hers is still going. I absolutely love it. It goes through the dishwasher all the time as well, and it hasn't taken the finish off. And while I'm having this coffee, I thought I would try something out that I got in Florida. You might have seen these on Instagram. Peanut butter and jelly M&Ms. I've never seen these before. They must be a new flavour. Maybe they're a limited edition or something, but these sound really interesting. I love the peanut butter ones, so I'm really interested to see what these are like. Just popped you guys in the cupboard so I can get these open and keep the camera going. So let's see. Oh, they're a different colour, like the actual outside of them. So they've got the peanut butter colour and the jelly colour, and all of them are these two colours. So now I'm wondering, do these taste like peanut butter and the red ones taste like jelly, or do they all taste of both? I don't know, let's see. They must all taste like both, because that did taste like peanut butter and jelly. It's actually quite subtle. I wasn't sure that I was going to like them. They taste very, very much like the regular peanut butter ones, but they just have a hint of like a raspberry jam kind of taste. They're actually really nice. So another thing I wanted to show you, this isn't technically something I got in Florida, but I got my new Erin Condren planner for 2025 and 26. And with Erin Condren, I always get my planners shipped to my resort because the shipping to the UK is so expensive. So this is my new one, and I just wanted to show you basically what I've gone for this time. I didn't really like the signature pattern that they had this time. Every launch they have a different kind of look to the cover, and I wasn't that keen, so I decided to go for something a bit different, and I did this one. So it has the dates there, and you can put whatever you want here. I've just put Disney in detail, and I've just put a few of my favourite pictures. I've got one from the cruise, a couple from my recent trip with Catherine, and I did have to go for the regular sized planner, which is slightly bigger than I would normally like, because Erin Condren have stopped doing the smaller A5 size in anything other than the Daily Duo, and that's the one where you get two planners and it's like a whole spread for every single day. And I just don't need anything like that. I like the whole spread on 1 week. They used to do the vertical one as an A5, and they've just stopped all of that this time, which was really disappointing because I do like that smaller size, but I'm happy to go with this. It's just a bit larger than I would prefer. But this one is a new layout that they have. I believe it's called the dashboard layout, and this is actually perfect for what I need. So although it's a bit bigger, I was really pleased with it. I do have some new stickers to decorate as well. These were sent to me by the lovely Jo from Jelly Studio Designs, and she sent me some Orlando planning stickers. So she's got Universal Islands of Adventure and now Epic added to that as well. She sent me some cute biscuit designs as well. ones with day off. I love these bin ones. I use them in my planner and also on my calendar as well for when it's big bin day, because if you live in the UK, you don't want to miss big bin day. That is a serious problem if you do. And these YouTube ones as well. And she's also sent me these, which I'm going to show you exactly what those are for. I believe she has a discount code for you guys, so I'll put that in the description if you want to go and have a look at her stickers. They're really good quality. One thing that they have changed that I really preferred before, the vellum page is now just plain. They used to have the most beautiful designs on this vellum page, and the fact that it's now just blank, I almost don't really know why it's there. Like this pattern that's underneath, they previously would have had that on here and it just looked really, really nice. But anyway, they do still have that. You can see the hexagons there more clearly. It is very pretty. I love the colours. I always do. Erin Condren paper is such good quality and the colours are so vibrant. But yeah, I just really did like having that as the cover this time. And you've got this page with the 12 boxes. That is what these stickers are going to be for. So I'm going to have a different box for each month and you can use that any way you want. It could be to put important dates for each month so you can see the whole year at a glance, or it could be for goals. It could be really important things to do on each month, whatever you want. But I do like having the stickers that have the months on to put in these boxes. And then you get into the weekly spread, and I really, really like this. I actually don't have tons of stuff to put on each day. And the other thing is, I generally have a weekly to-do list, and as long as I get everything done that week, it doesn't matter what day. So I don't really put all of my to-dos onto specific days. So this is going to be perfect for me. I can put all of my to-dos for the whole week over here. And then in these boxes, which are obviously a bit smaller than the horizontal or the vertical, I can just put anything that's happening that day. So if I've got appointments or if I'm meeting up with somebody or something very specific is happening, I can put those in there. And then the weekly to-dos, I can just tick off as I do them and it doesn't matter which day I've written it in. So I really like that. I love that you've got some habit trackers up here. So if I'm tracking whether I'm drinking enough water and stuff like that, I can see that for the week. And then you do have this additional notes page at the bottom as well. So I really like this. I didn't even realize they were bringing this out. And this is actually my perfect layout. So although the planner is a little bit bigger than I would have liked, I actually really do like this new dashboard layout. Just wanted to quickly show you that. I don't really show my planners in depth like I used to on this channel, so I thought I'd just give you a look at that. If you're interested in getting yourself an Erin Condren planner, I do have a link in the description. As a new customer, you can get $10 off your first purchase. If you are in the UK, the shipping is very expensive. So I would either maybe share that with somebody else if you're both ordering one, or if you are traveling to America at any point, you can get it sent to your hotel. I always do that, it's never a problem, and it just saves on that huge shipping cost. Lola is living the dream. She loves this chair right by the window where the sun comes in. She is a happy lady. Just down here making some coffee, and 9 times out of 10 now, in fact I would say every time, I use the machine and have a proper latte, and this one like grinds the beans and does all of that for you. But for some reason I suddenly felt like using the cafetiere. I haven't used that for so long with the ground coffee, and it's just less milky. I thought I would just have one of those for a change. When we were at Epic Universe, we actually saw some coffee in one of the shops there. I think it was hazelnut and chocolate flavoured coffee beans, and we were going to go back and get it and we didn't, we forgot, and I was so disappointed because a lot of the merchandise you can get elsewhere, but that I only saw in that one shop, so I have to get it next time. But it would have been nice to try that now we're home. I love things like that just give you that little reminder of your trip or something that you bought there. That's why I love using my Disney mugs. So now I've got my coffee, let me show you the stuff that I bought from Florida. I know you guys are probably keen to see this. I don't really do haul videos over on my other channel anymore because I just don't buy that much in terms of merchandise. We did get a few little bits, but we only really bought stuff we really wanted. And I already have so many Loungefly bags and Spirit jerseys and things like that. The very expensive items I try not to purchase anymore unless I need to. I would rather go back to Disney more often than buy loads of merchandise, but we did get a few things that we really liked. I'm going to start with mugs because we did get a few of those. I got 2 mugs and Paul got 2 mugs. This is one of the ones I got. I got this at the Character Warehouse at the Outlet Shopping Centre at Vineland, and it's a Small World mug. I really, really love this. So it's a Small World. I just really like the design. I really like the gold handle, the shape and the size of it. And this was $7, which I thought was so reasonable. Originally, it would have been $19.99, so I thought that was a major bargain as well. The other one that I got, I saw this last time and I had to get this. I did put it up, I think on my Instagram stories. I bought this exact mug in Animal Kingdom back in 2005. And I saw it again when I was there in, I think it was in March. And when I was there this time, they still had it, and I just thought I need to get this so that I've got both the 2005 and the 2025. The old one that I have, I can put a photo of it in. I don't actually have it here because it's at my mum and dad's house, but I'll put a picture in. The other one just has like one tree here, but other than that, it is exactly the same. And then it says, Tigger, is that you? It is honestly pretty much identical. So I love the fact that I've now got both of them at 20 years apart. And that one was $16.99, but I did get my annual pass discount. The other one is completely going strong still. It's faded a tiny bit, but after 20 years, it's still going. Like, Disney mugs are really, really sturdy, so they might be a little pricey, but they are definitely hard wearing. Paul got 2 mugs and he got both of his from Universal. He loved this one because it was kind of the classic Universal design. So it's got Universal Studios Florida and you've got ET on there. And at the back, it has all the different characters. So you've got Frankenstein there, you've got Jaws, the Earthquake attraction, Kong, as in the original one, and Back to the Future. He really liked this just because he loves all of those classic movies. So he wanted to get that one. And that was £15. So slightly cheaper, but it is a bit smaller, that one. This other one that he got, he was so pleased with, and it was so cheap too. You will have seen, if you've watched the Florida Travel Day vlog, he was watching Forrest Gump on the flight. He loves Forrest Gump. It is his favourite film. And they have the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company at Universal City Walk, the restaurant and the shop. So he loved looking in the shop there. He bought a hoodie as well. And he did get this mug, and it's this one. So it says Bubba Gump Shrimp Company, and it's got the smiley face, you know, where the guy in the film offers him the towel to wipe his face, and that's how this smiley was invented. But this mug was $2. You see it on the bottom there, $2 in the sale. Originally it was $16. It's not dishwasher safe though, so he'll just have to be careful with that one. But he really, really liked it and wanted to get that. Continuing with the Character Warehouse outlet store, I got a couple of t-shirts. This one I did look at a few trips back. I have got a similar one, but not this exact one. This was $7.99, which is so reasonable. And it's actually quite a thick material. I probably wouldn't wear this in Florida, but I would wear it here at home just while I'm working. But for $7.99, I couldn't resist that. And I also got this one, which was slightly more expensive, but this is my favourite out of the two. And it's this one. So it says Walt Disney World at the bottom. It's the Disney Eats range. So if you remember that pink hoodie that I bought, it's the same range. It's got all the different Disney snacks on it, but it's in the shape of a Mickey. And this one was $12.99. It's actually a size bigger than I would normally buy, but it's the only size they had, and I really wanted it. So it doesn't matter if it's too baggy. Being too small is a problem, but too big is fine. But I really, really love that. This next item is the most exciting thing that I bought. And as you know, me and Paul are looking for our own place at the moment. So we have started like gathering together things for our own place. And you might remember, if you watch all the Disney vlogs, it was either in March or in January when I was there. I saw this item in Hollywood Studios. I really liked it, but I was a bit worried about the weight of it and getting it home and everything, but I saw it in the outlets and I just had to get it. And it's this board. I don't know if you guys remember me looking at this. I really love the little Mickey bit there, and you could use this for like a grazing board and put like nuts in there or something. I just really, really love this. Originally it was $39.99 when I first looked at it, but I got it for $14, which was so good. I just had to get it for our new place. And like I said, we're collecting little bits together, and I'm really, really happy with this. And it'd be so nice because it was from our first ever trip as well. I've only got a couple more bits to show you now. Like I said, we really didn't buy that much on this trip. The only thing I haven't got here is Paul's hoodie, but it's in the wash. So I've got 2 more items to show you. One is a pair of ears, and I don't normally buy ears at Disney anymore. Very, very rarely would I, but I was in Animal Kingdom on this particular day. It was extremely hot, like so hot I can't even tell you, and it was making my hair like horrible and sweaty. So on that particular day I really could have done with some ears, and I didn't have my owner's locker, so I didn't have all of my pairs with me. And I hadn't had a pair that day that went with my outfit. So I decided to go and get a pair, and I went for these because it was a lemon dress that I had, and it kind of went nicely with the gold. And these are the ones where if I just sort of turn it, you can see within the sequins, there's like little Mickey heads. So I really love those, and I do like this type of bow because it kind of stays, it's a bit more structured. So yeah, I got those. And the last thing is something I got from Epic Universe. I had to get something. There was so much merchandise I could have bought, but again, we were trying to be sensible, and we did Epic Universe towards the beginning, so we didn't want to go mad on spending money on merchandise right at the beginning of the trip either. But most of the merchandise you can get at Epic Universe, you can also get over at City Walk. They have a huge store now that had loads of Epic Universe stuff, so you don't necessarily have to be going there to get it. But I bought these in order to actually wear them the day that we were there. And it is the little toad headband. I love this. I couldn't resist it. I had to have some type of headwear for Universal. So yeah, I love this. And I think it was maybe $25 or something like that. Very cute though, and I can take this back and wear it the next time we go to Epic. And that was pretty much everything I got. We were fairly sensible the rest of the trip. We did get a few things in Walmart. Paul got a new pair of trainers and a couple of other bits. But in terms of Disney and Universal merchandise, that's pretty much all we got. We just chose a few little things each that we liked. But I wanted to show you them. I know you guys like to see these things, but it wasn't worth doing a whole separate video over on my Disney channel. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed having a little look at those. Okay, it's later on now. Paul is just putting things in the oven. We've got some salads going on here. He's making a nice dinner. He's a very good cook. I'm very lucky.
On average.
No, I get some very nice dinners made for me. I'm gonna wrap this vlog up here. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Don't forget to check out the link in the description to try out renew+me. It's such a great deal to get yourself started with the $4.99 for your first one. You can use Victoria6, don't forget the code, or you can just use the link and that will take you through to get the offer, so be sure to check that out. That's going to be it for this one though, and we're going to see you in the next one, so bye from us for now.
Bye.